And here we go, guys. Welcome everyone to game number 1 in this best of 5 series between Shades and Bad Koala. These players we are going to have in the red and in the blue, playing towards the southwest and the northeast. They're going to be playing with Franks in Mongols. Bad Koala, aka Sneaky Koala, as he has chosen to call himself for this game. It's going to get with Mongols, 40% faster working hunters, as well as 30% extra HP on light cavalry, hussar, and steppe lancerline units. In addition to 25% faster attacking cavalry archer type units, and for the team bonus, we're gonna have also for Mongols 2 extra line of sight on scout line units. Hey, Turnip! Christmas stream? Sort of. It's Christmas Eve, right? Tomorrow, I'm not really sure if we are going to have a Christmas stream. I would like trying to, but there is going to be launch, so usually that's the time that I stream at. So if I stream, it's going to be later probably. I don't really have my hopes up for a stream tomorrow, but on the 26th, I'm pretty sure we're going to be back. 26th and 27th, I think, because there are 2 extra series that we still need to cover. Actually, there are 6 series that we need to cover up until the 30th. So we need to stream on the 26th, the 27th, and then the 29th or the 28th, and then take 29th off, and then the 30th we are already going to have the first round of 18 series. We'll celebrate Christmas and Christmas Eve in Sweden. I think Norway and Germany does too. I think, yeah, well, I don't really know, right? But that's the case here in Argentina as well, and I think probably most people do. So you kind of gather around with family and friends to have dinner on Christmas Eve, and then, well, the way that they do it here in Argentina is when midnight arrives, well, you celebrate Christmas, right? You hug everyone, whatever, and then after that, the children usually go and open presents and stuff. But I think in some countries that is the case in the morning of Christmas, right? For presents, that is. So you gather around to have dinner, and then you go to bed, and then the next morning you do presents, right? For people who do that anyway. I don't know if we have anybody who only celebrates Christmas for the, you know, faith reasons of it, not the commercial one. All pagan traditions of celebrating closer to the midwinter solace. Yeah. All right. Well, we talked about Mongols. Let's get back into this game. And if you're watching this series on YouTube as well, do let me know. How did you spend Christmas? Did you celebrate at night? Did you celebrate the 25th? Was it during Christmas Eve, your celebration, or during Christmas proper? For Shades then, getting back into the game, we're gonna have Franks. That means 20% extra HP on cavalry units starting in the fuel age. In addition to that, we'll see also for them 15% faster working foragers. We'll see 25% cheaper castles and free farm upgrades, while for the team bonus, the Nida units get 2 extra line of sight. Man, I'm so excited about so many things. I just had to put that out there. Yesterday, I don't know if you saw, but I did update my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages, because the audio interface that I tried to buy originally over 3 months ago from Amazon, and ultimately they just kept the money and said screw you and closed my account. I had to repurchase from a different store, but it's here! It's finally here! B&H photo and video delivered, and I got the audio interface. In the end, I ended up spending close to $500 for what should have been a $100 product, but yeah, it is the way things go. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. You know, you live, you learn. I've learned not to use Amazon gift cards ever anymore. I'm going to be making a YouTube video about it. Anyway, customs. Yeah, customs certainly inflated the price quite a bit. The audio interface, and I also got a guitar cable. I ended up paying $140 for those things. And then the shipment was also an additional 30 or so. And then here customs, it was a bunch of money in taxes as well. So it ended up being a lot more expensive than it should have been, right? But yeah, it is what it is. It was actually, interestingly enough, a little bit cheaper compared to what I had spent on Amazon the first time around that I tried to purchase a product. And for Amazon, I spent like $250 just to get the $225 gift card balance because of the platform's commissions, you know, that I got the gift cards from. And yep, well, that's lost money. So in the end, it was almost like $500. Gift cards in general is risky stuff. I know that now. When I originally intended to make the purchase, I said, well, it's just a payment method like any other. I'll just do that. And then I talked to an Amazon rep afterwards and asked them specifically if I could do what I did and purchase gift cards using my PayPal account from the platforms that I did. And the rep said, yeah, you can do that. And I said, are you sure? And the rep said, yep. Well, that was after losing my money. Because I just wanted to know if I really had breached any rules or anything. And the rep said that I should have been able to do it, so I don't know, man. It's just impossible to really talk to any of the people that are actually in charge of the accounts. They never respond to emails, you cannot talk to them on the phone. They are basically unreachable, so it's very hard for me to do anything anymore. And I gave up. I gave up on them the moment that I made the purchase again from a different store. Yeah. I specifically said that as well. You're going to see more information about that when I upload the video. And I'm sorry that is not going to be an Age of Empires related video on my YouTube channel, but I think people need to know that. So far, the game has been pretty uneventful. The players got to the Fuel Age already, and we have scouts coming out from both these players, and they have been able to keep up with production pretty similarly as well. Shades is lagging behind a little bit with 6 scouts versus 7 scouts. You gotta keep in mind, of course, that Koala, because of the hunting bonus, will certainly be able to afford the scouts a little bit more easily compared to the red player rather, and that's why he was able to get up in numbers. But Shades is still very much threatening with the scouts. There you are. Yeah, and Shades in the end ends up walking away. Can't really find any damage over here. Ends up losing 2 scouts. That's going to be the only 2 losses in the game so far. 0-2 KD for Shades, and he manages to get 1 scout from Bad Koala. It's a weak one over there, but still it's going to be 2-1, favoring Bad Koala. Oh, and the quick balls though are not coming in time for Shades. So Bad Koala came in, but he couldn't find the damage he was looking for. The villager walks away from Shades, and Bad Koala's gonna have to keep on roaming around. He's trying to get advantage over here of the hill. And notice this is something that we don't see higher level players doing. It's fascinating to see the differences between these very high elo levels. And I'm talking the differences between like 2K2 and 2K4 players, 2K5 players, right? The 2K4 player, 2K5 player usually would not go for any extra scouts in a position like this unless they got already a good trade earlier. And you cannot really say that when Bad Koala only took 1 additional scout compared to Shades, and that is a nice villager snipe over there. But yeah, usually you will only see like very, very high level players go for, or top tier players, right? Go for extra scouts when they are trying to commit to a full field, when they have been getting good trades in the Fuel Age, when their opponent has stopped producing scouts. And that is not the case over here. Both players are committing quite a bit. I think some of it might be related to the fact that we have Serengeti for game number 1 as opposed to Standard Arabia, which is easier to wall. But, you know, for practical purposes, the economies from the players are actually pretty well protected already. So I don't think it really is just because of that, is it? Yeah, it probably isn't. Bloodlands on the way now for back Koala. Shades going for wheelbarrow. Seen some heavy play skate, some heavy scout play on Serengeti Land Madness in Atacama. Yeah, the map might be part of it as well. I think that's probably the reason. I guess we are going to see the true difference once we get to the Golden and the Platinum League, of course. So we are going to have higher level players, even playing on these maps, but it seemed very curious. Overall, Koala has taken the better trades over here. Now it's going to be 3-2 in terms of KD, with 12-8 total KD for the bull player. And it would certainly make sense now for him to try to go a little bit more heavily into it, since he's got such an advantage in the fuelage. The only issue right now is a very large amount of spearmen that Shade's got. And I don't think the Koala's got an archer range, right? He doesn't. He's got double stables. But he's missing a lot of upgrades, guys. He cannot take this game in the fuelage. Going by Jill Scouts without bloodlines, scale bar than armor, and forging. He's got right now 1 out of 3 upgrades. And as such, he's gonna keep on roaming around, trying to keep his distance against the spearmen and Shades. Shades gonna be able to click out to the castle edge because of it. We might see 1 extra villager go down for Shades, not quite. Yeah, and Koala is on his way to the castle edge as well. So actually he's got Shade speed by a little bit. It's gonna be an advantage of about 7 seconds favoring Koala. And he might be able to find another villager over here though. And yes sir, he does. He does find another villager. Absolutely fantastic. There we go. In the end, the only 2 eco losses this game have affected Shades, that is. Yeah, there we go. Shade's quick rolls over here have been keeping his economy for the most part safe. Of course, not everyone, not always. There's another villager that could have gone down had the spearman not been there in a good position to defend. But yeah. Beautiful. Scouts walk right away. There we go. The castle edge is here for both players. At very comparable times. We saw earlier that there were 2 stables for Koala. Shades got 2 stables himself. He's got a monastery on the way, so we're gonna see knights coming out from Shades. We're gonna see the monks coming out as well. But Koala, he's gone and added a 3rd stable. And he does have a monastery on the way as well. He does have a 2nd TC on the way as well. And his economy seems so much stronger right now with 5 extra workers. He does not have wheelbarrow. And Shade does not have enough farms right now to kind of compensate for the time he spent going for wheelbarrow. To try and compensate for the fact that he fell behind in work account trying to go for wheelbarrow. Koala instead seems to be in a little bit of a better shape because of it, with a triple stable play. Might be able to get some good damage down over here. His unit of choice is gonna be Step Lancers as opposed to Shades, who's going for Knights. And up in the north we see Koala go for a 30C, which is so good for Mongols after all. Bull player Civilization is going to benefit from having a strong economy in the later stages of the game, when he's got to go for Mangle. He's got to go for Siege. For the time being, it's just going to be the 3 TCs. And Shades is coming in though. He's managed to breach through, and now he's going after the villagers. He will get 1 villager, 2 villagers going down over there for the blue player. Not quite. As he manages to save these just at the last second. Shades gonna keep on roaming around, and he has certainly disrupted Bad Koala's economy. Notice the bull player is no longer on wood. Over here on the right hand side, he's got a lot of his full economy garrison inside the TC, and yeah, now the knights are probably going to get cleaned up, pushed away by the monk, and we see a conversion over there. The monk does go down in the end, but the conversion's already connected, so it's still good for the bull player. And Backall has been able to stabilize over here for the most part. Those knights, they should be going down. I guess Shades could try to trade for villagers, given the fact that it's unlikely he'll walk away. Yeah, he probably should have tried to trade for villagers, but he ends up getting cleaned up, and Backall stabilizes. He's still the one ahead by quite a bit. There you are. The Step Lancer's roaming around as well. Such an effective unit to do damage. There we go. Nice conversion. 2 conversions actually connecting from Shades. Yeah, and back Koala, well, he's still ahead in military count. Not by quite as much as it was ahead by before, but still looking good. Still looking much stronger for economy as well. Shade's still on only 2 TCs, while back Koala has been taking advantage of 3 TCs for a couple of minutes already. If you take a look at the idle TC time, you notice that it's very similar for both players. That's obviously going to put that blue player in a much better position. Wilbaro now coming in for back Koala as well. From this point onwards, if the game is just going to be uneventful like this, back Koala is simply going to get ahead. There is no way around it. Shades is only now going for the 3rd TC so much later compared to the bull player, and unfortunately, being on 2 TCs over here and not having too much military to work with, Shades is not catching up to back Koala anytime soon, and if he doesn't send the units forward to try and get some raids going, then it's very unlikely that he's going to be able to punish back Koala's or the stronger economy. There you are. Yeah. And pretty uneventful until the engagement takes place over here. We have a lot of pikemen for Shades. A lot of Step Lancer still for Bad Koala for the most part. He's just been sticking to this unit. You can see he's going to keep on going for more. When the longer he does that, the more time he's going to give Shades to get more pikemen out. But let's take a look. Here comes the engagement. We're going to see the conversion coming up. Now we're going to see the bull player getting one of the knights over there for sure. However, 2 monks are working from Shades to target the Step Lancers from Sneaky. Okay, back Koala over here. And the bull player is coming up on top though for sure. The pikemen over there are still with a hill advantage, but it does not seem to matter. The Step Lancers are taking the pikemen over here. They have already endured the conversion, so the monks will be exposed to without any pikemen to work with. The red player doesn't really have anything left to defend himself with, while back Koala on the other hand still remains on a very large amount of Step Lancers going forward, trying to get after the monks over there. He will get both actually 1 conversion, but he does end up taking both monks down. Back Koala surrounds the pikeman over here. We could see yet another cleanup, and that is indeed going to be the case. So here comes Bad Koala, and Shade's got 5 military units against 17. A lot of the military for the bull player is going to be monks that he needs to bring forward in order to make use of. If he's just going to keep these defensively, where are the monks actually? If he's just going to keep these defensively, then that's not good. He needs to bring the monks forward, try to get the conversions over there. We have a few knights coming out from Shades at all times as well, so if those could get converted, that it put Bad Koala in an even better spot. So I don't see any reason why he wouldn't want to. Yeah, there we go. Now he's sending the monks forward. I think probably he didn't realize about it. But now he is. And he's got the first castle already up. He's got almost enough stone to go for the second castle, the bull player. That is, of course. And you know what? This one seems like it could be a somewhat long series. Even if Bad Koala has looked much better in game number 1 for the most part, doesn't seem able to seal the deal right away. Nice quick wall attempt from Shades, but he's not going to time it properly, so Bad Koala walks away with most of the step lancers over here. And yeah, the bull player has been unable to seal the deal for the most part. So it doesn't seem like it's going to do much of anything for him. Few knights left for Shades as Bad Koala didn't produce any extra military units that allowed him to save enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age. And he's already clicked up, while Shades not particularly close. Interesting castle location over here. It seems like Bad Koala is gonna try and collect from the berries now. Sure, free resources, why not? And this is not good though. The step lancers get completely wiped out by the pikes. They've already been enduring quite a few engagements over here against Red's units. And in the end, they will eventually get depleted of their HP. Well, Bad Koala did not heal the units up for the most part. And oh, just 1 second ago though, what happened to the monks over here? Oh no, Bad Koala was not paying attention over there, and that's gonna be 5 monks down the drain as Shade finds a beautiful, beautiful group of very expensive units completely unattended by Bad Koala. It's going to result in 500 resources, 500 gold down the drain for the bull player. Fortunately for him, he had already clicked out to the castle age, so it's not going to make too much of a difference, and he's starting to get to a good amount of mango. Plus, with the second castle he's getting up on the left-hand side, that's going to double his mango production. We see a castle on the way now for the red player. And if we take a look at Bad Koala's point of view, he doesn't know about the castle yet. So this is very interesting because that means that Bad Koala is not going to prioritize going for trebuchets right away because he's not aware of the castle. If he finds out about this, then he can put a stop to mango production for a few seconds, go for trebuchets, just 2 is going to do, and then resume mango production. Of course, you do want to get to a good number of your mango. Beautiful snipes over there, not a single conversion from Shades. 300 resources down the drain as well as Bad Koala is trying to catch up over here. Still 2 monks left to catch up for. The Mangle going down, or some of the Mangle going down to the pikemen, but the pikemen ultimately getting completely wiped out. Now let's take a look. Is the castle visible? It's not visible. Now it is! The Imperial Age is coming in clutch! As the outpost was alive for a little bit too long over there. Bad Koala gains extra line of sight, so now he sees the castle. And I am expecting thus to see Bad Koala start going for trebuchets very soon. For the time being, there's a little bit too much going on in the game for him to realize about it, especially with the raids on the back coming in from Shades. Bad Koala should be making a play for trebuchets very soon, but yeah, he wanted to deal with this first, and now of the 2 knights, one has gone down, the other one got converted. No more melee on the way for Bad Koala, so I imagine we're gonna see the trebuchets coming out soon, and we have chemistry, scale, Barden armor, and bloodlines on the way, so that's going to indicate a transition to more melee cavalry units, right? So yeah, light cavalry, of course, means that we're gonna see light cavalry Hussar. Remember, 30% extra HP for Mongols. And he's got the lean melee on the way, so he's not even going for trebuchets. He's just going to ignore the castles by the looks of it. I don't know if it's the wisest choice. Hey, Flowering Dancer! Don't stream on Christmas Eve. You need to go stuff your face with ginger cookies and beef from the pampas and avocados and whatever else. Naively assumed that I naively assumed that Argentinian people eat for Christmas. Well, Shades in the end is going to call the GG over here, and it didn't even matter that the castle stayed up still. It didn't even matter that Bad Koala wasn't really getting too many raids going yet. It really only mattered that Shades did not have enough resources to click up to the Imperial Age anytime soon. He was probably expecting to see trebuchets very soon, so he was not expecting to keep his own castles out for very long. I think that's going to be about it. I'm not going to have any beef. I'm a vegetarian, so that's a big no-no. As a matter of fact, I have no idea what I'm going to have. And it's probably just going to be pizza. Veggie pizza. Let's take a look at the achievements. We'll see for military, a better than 2-to-1 kill ratio for Bad Koala. For economy, a stronger economy for Bad Koala as well. Collecting about 8,000 extra resources actually in for society. A higher villager max count for Bad Koala as well. Well done. Well done. I gotta go. My parents are doing the dishes and I want to be there too. Alright, Dancer. Go and have a very Merry Christmas. I hope so. For now, I'm going to keep on going. We're going to jump into game number 2 in a moment. Bad Koala 1, Shades 0. And here we go, once again. We're going to have Shades in the red. We're going to have Sneaky in the blue. And for civilizations, Bad Koala, okay, Sneaky, will be making use of Cumans for 45 clearing. That is a very interesting civilization choice. Shades, on the other hand, playing with Malay, will have instead a much more fitting arena civilization. And while this is not 100% the same as arena, it's certainly going to help quite a lot, I'm very sure, especially if he ends up going for some walls on the back. For these civilizations, Bad Koala playing with Cumans will have the ability to go for a second TC in the Fuel Age, as well as the ability to go for siege workshops in the Fuel Age. They also get, from the siege workshops, only access to rams in the Fuel Age, but they will get access to the capped ram upgrade in the Castle Age. And then in addition to that, we also see for Cumans a 75 wood discount on archer range and stable buildings. And we'll see for this civilization as well, for the team bonus, 33% extra HP on Palisades. So that'll be something very cheap for him to go for over here and try to completely secure himself. We're going to take a look at the map generation in a minute. Shades, on the other hand, playing with Malay, will research the next stage 66% faster. That means that he shaves about 40% of the research time off compared to other civilizations. And then taking a look at... There we go. Then taking a look at the rest of the bonuses, Malay will have 30 and 40% cheaper Battle Elephant Line units in the Castle and Imperial Ages respectively. The one thing that they do not really have though, or actually the one thing that they do have but they're not going to be able to take advantage of over here though, is the cheaper face traps and the extra line of sight front dogs, because of course that's only relevant when you have water in your map, and that's not going to be the case over here. Now taking a look at the map generation instead. What do we get? And we're going to start with the blue player. We'll see first off that the main goal is to the side of the TC. The main stone is going to be to the side of the TC as well. So none of these resources are forward. Then a secondary goal is all the way over to the left hand side, very far away. And the other secondary goal, as you expect to see it, it's beyond the walls, as well as the secondary stone over here as well. Meanwhile, checking the map generation for Mr. Shades, what do we get for the red player? Well, it's gonna have also a very similar distribution of resources, with the main goal on the left hand side, second, or actually the main stone on the left hand side over here. Both of these very close to the TC. And then there is the main, or the secondary goal outside the walls forward, and the other secondary goal is going to be on the right-hand side towards the south. Well, the secondary stone is on the right-hand side beyond the walls as well. That's going to be about it, right? So it's very, very similar map generation for both these players. Now, the only difference that I would say is somewhat relevant here is that the gold from Shades is closer to the walls. Well, before we saw the back Koala, he would have like a gold over here and the stone over here, or the other way around. And both would be too far away from the walls, but because this gold is very close to the walls, it could potentially get spotted by, let's say, the blue scout coming around here, right? Blue scout coming around here, he would probably get vision of this. That could potentially affect the decision making from the blue player if you were to go for a forward castle, to go for one over here, where he would be able to deny this. He'll be able to deny this as well, right? And that will leave basically Shades with only one gold available over here on the very back. Hey, our base! Hi, hi, hi! Merry Christmas to you too! What time is it for you? I think still a few hours before Christmas, right? Bro, like 5 hours? But yeah, I was just talking to Flower and Dancer and Turnip about it. Yeah, I was just talking to the guys and about the fact that a lot of the people celebrate Christmas usually in Christmas Eve, much more so than on the 25th. Yeah. Hey, Till! Merry Christmas to you! Absolutely. Hope you're doing alright. Shade made his walls quite far away. He did. He's got double layer walls as well on the left and right hand sides. But this is going to secure the back gold and one wood lane. Meanwhile, interestingly enough, back Koala is going to go for something similar. But despite the fact that he gets extra HP with his Civilization Steam bonus and Palisades, he, in the end, is... Okay, there we go. Now he's going for the Palaces. He was going for houses for the most part. It's going to be fine. I think both these players are going to be fine. There we are. PLH is here from both these players, and the Castle H shouldn't take too long either, but Shades went up. This is a very interesting thing from Shades for sure. He has decided to go for a fast feudal into eco upgrades into Castle H as opposed to a proper fast castle. That kind of puts him in an awkward spot. Because now, back Koala is going to start pulling ahead in work count. You can see already he's got 3 extra villagers. Little scout skirmish on the right hand side though, going in favor of the blue player. Back Koala takes it. It's going to be the only player left with the scout alive over here. And let me take a look at the scouting information. I don't think he would be able to get vision of this gold until he got to the Castle Age. The scout simply does not have enough line of sight early on. And he realized already about the walls coming up on the left hand side. He's going to realize about the walls coming up on the right hand side as well. And all that really remains right now for back Koala is to go over to the center and try to get vision of the center over here instead. Yeah, and Castle should be on the way for Shades very soon, but he's already fallen behind. At the very least, because of the bonus that he got, that he gets Researching the Castle H is only going to take about 4 villagers worth of TC time, or 3.5 villagers worth of TC time compared to 6. So that helps. But it seems like that'd be about it. He would still keep on falling behind even further, right? Assuming that he does fall behind by about, let's say, 7 extra villagers, that's already going to put Koala on a lead of 19 extra workers. He's already 11 villages ahead. Let's keep both DCs working, but Shades... Yeah. Shades actually going up a little bit quicker. And I realized that Koala is not going to be on the 19 worker lead that I thought he was going to get himself to, but it's still going to be pretty high. Right now it's already 13 by the time Shades gets to the Castle H. That's going to extend from Koala. For Koala from 15 extra workers to about 17 extra workers, and Shades, of course, he needs to go for extra TCs if he's ever hoping to catch up. It's not the way that I like to see people play against humans. I usually prefer to see them go for full aggression once they get to the Castle H, but instead Shades does go for the second TC. And now the Castle H is on the way for Koala. Yeah, and you know, he shouldn't really be falling behind the work count over here by the time he gets to the Castle H. He will still have at very least 10 worker lead. Plus, he's going for wheelbarrow, so that's probably going to be worth a little bit more. There we go. So he's the first player, and the only player to actually try and make a play for the relics. Right now, he's collecting the first one. And remember, there are 5 relics at the center, so that's very similar to Arena. However, outside, we're gonna have 4 additional relics. So we have 2 over here that, for the most part, Koala has already secured. This one just because of the walls being up on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, the walls are already out, so he secured this one too. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have, close to the east corner, 2 additional relics that are beyond Shade's walls. They're also beyond Koala's walls, and we'll see if he ends up going for it in the end or not. Let's take a look at this, though. As we see now, Koala start going for a few scouts to try and contest the center. Shades has already collected one of the relics. He's going with 2 monks over to collect additional relics, but the scouts are here from Koala, though. If he plays his cards right, he should still be in a pretty good spot. Hey Yaris! Hi. Welcome to you, welcome back to the channel, and Merry Christmas as well. And we'll see the monk though coming in with a relic! And it's going down! Yes, sir! We have only 1 relic so far collected by the red player. And making a play for the relic so much later after he's been falling behind in the economy for so long. Koala right now, he's got 10 extra workers, he's got wheelbarrow. We don't have wheelbarrow for Shades, right? And we have 3 TCs for both these players and a castle on the way for Koala. The bull player is looking good. And he took game number 1. It was not easy, but he played that one a little bit better than Shades did. And now game number 2 seems to be favoring Koala a little bit as well. Still ahead in worker count. Now with extra military units, in the end, Shades will end up collecting the second relic over here. But that's not going to compensate for an hour and a half of extra gathered economy time that Koala has gotten so far. Like how right now, so far for Shades getting relics, yeah. Let a scout skirmish going in favor of whom? Well, Bat Koala doesn't really have bloodlines, and Shades doesn't get access to the upgrade, right? Bat Koala's units, they could be stronger if he goes for the upgrades, and they are still going to be strong enough to snipe monks before they get sniped by enemy light cavalry as well. How has your day been so far? Well, I woke up. I checked Discord to see if I had any PMs or anything. And then I got up, turned the PC on and started streaming. So far it's been so good. I went to bed super late yesterday. I hope your day has been a little bit more interesting than that. And a lot of units coming out from Bat Koala. Now he's got Keep Check over here, in addition to the light cavalry. Castle already up in the north. Bat Koala's looking absolutely fantastic, and he's coming in though! He's coming in! Shade has let the gates open, and here come the light cavalry. He's starting to do some damage inside the walls over there. Shade's getting a monk down over there. And you know, he won't ever be able to take a better engagement over here against the scouts. So I was expecting him to try and trade for villagers instead. Now he's gonna try to trade for scouts, and naturally he'll get cleaned up. That was never going to work. But yeah, a few villager snipes would have been actually really, really good for Bat Koala. Now he's got a castle coming up forward. He's got almost enough resources to click out to the Imperial Age. So does Shades. And while Shades is going to be there earlier because of the bonus, he will need to go for a second building first, so he's gonna try and get the university up. There we go. Shades has lost like 6 monks. Yeah, it's not been good for the red player whatsoever. So taking a look at the university coming up over here, he was just waiting for it to click out to the Imperial Age, and he will beat Bat Koala to the Imperial Age, but not by a very long time. It's going to be 33 seconds that Shades is going to be in the Imperial Age earlier for. But because Bat Koala's got the second castle coming up over here, that's going to be the second castle for him. Meanwhile, Shades got no castles whatsoever, and he does not have enough time to get a castle up unless he commits a bunch of villagers to it. Then he won't be able to take advantage of the faster Imperial Age time to go for treasures. Now he's going for the castle, but I don't think this one is coming up on time though. I think he's getting to the Imperial Age and the castle. Okay, hold on. He's getting it. Okay, never mind. He will get the castle up at about the same time as he gets to the Imperial Age. Brought a few extra villages over there in Bat Koala. Well, Bat Koala's got ballistics. Bloodlines coming in. And once he gets to the Imperial Age, the one thing that he will have though is extra castles to work with, so he can outproduce Shades for trebuchets. And there we go, Imperial Age and the castle. They come up at about the same time. Now Shades got the first trebuchet on the way. Should be going for chemistry as well to try and make a play for bombard cannons. While Bat Koala, there we are. There we go. Bat Koala's coming in, and he's not going for trebuchets himself though. We take a look at his point of view, and he knows about the castle, so he's deliberately not going for the trebuchets, which seems kind of awkward, given the fact that he's already gonna be under pressure over here with the first trebuchet coming out from Shades. And this is something that we saw in game number 1 as well. Bat Koala would never go for the trebuchets and would just stick going for Mango Day. And now it's going to be the same with Cape Jackson. That's a lot of villages going down. The trail of death over here around the wood line. You can see full destruction. Secondary arrows dealing 0 melee damage is nice against siege. Yeah, that certainly helps, but of course it's not ideal if he's not going to have enough Kipchak to dive in and take the trebuchets down is not ideal if he does not go for his own trebuchets, and it's just going to give Shades plenty of time to get all the siege that he wants out. And by the way, Koala stops paying attention to the Kipchak, so he gets completely wiped out. Here he comes though. There we go, the quick walls are not connecting, and one trebuchet might go down. He's trying to snipe this one, and he will get it. He ended up losing one Kipchak over there, I think, at most, but he got the trebuchet, and that's not too shabby. With 4 villagers repairing over here, that's going to buy him enough time against a single trebuchet to get extra units out and potentially go forward and snipe the final one as well. Captain is coming in for Koala as well. Shades, he's going for chemistry, so he will consider making a play for bombard cannons. Koala is unleashing the bulldozer though. Here they come. For Capram. Five Capram. No. Doesn't have enough to go for C-Tram yet. There we go, now he's going for it. I think maybe he had it queued up. I think he might have had it queued up because I don't think he... Yeah, he did not get to 1000 since I said he didn't have enough, so he probably already had it queued up. Yeah. You are correct, Arbase. So here they come. We have only Arbalesters for Shades for the most part. Fantastic is trying to get to the castle, and because we have nothing with melee other than just villagers here for the red player, that castle is most likely than not going down. Yeah, the T-Trams are not taking any damage, guys. Kipchak still shredding units down. They will end up cleaning out the Arbalesters for the most part. We have more Kipchak coming in by the minute for Koala, and he finally gets to the castle. Here come the Rams. We still have about 4 over here. 5 as a matter of fact, and it's going to be enough to force the GG out of Shades. Does not want to keep on trying over here, and is going to give Koala a 2-0 lead. As the Bull player is only 1 point away from getting the full series. Let's take a look at the achievements one more time before hopping out and checking game number 3. Overall, a very good KD for Koala, and you know, he's done a really good job for the most part of taking advantage of his civilizations. In game number 1 with Mongols, a faster working hunters. In game number 2 with this, right? The Kumans going for the second TC, leveraging his economy and Shades. Unfortunately went for a strat that is not quite as strong as people deemed it to be back in the day. Remember the first few times that I saw Malay fast Philo into fast-ish castle, it seemed intriguing, but right now it's kind of fallen out of fashion. Taking a look at society, we'll see, yeah, stronger villager max count for Koala as well, and it's not particularly close. Shades struggled this game big time, and we'll see what we get for game number 3. And as for tomorrow, why don't you participate as a player in T90 Titans League? Oh, I'm nowhere near good enough. And also not very interested in becoming a competitive player. Mostly interested in casting. What about your own family? You don't want to go there, Arbase. Maybe one day I'll tell you the story. Let's see. Alright, so game number 3. We'll see Koala playing with Britons up in the north. No, I prefer playing in the more important competitions. Yeah, exactly. Brains over fingers, man. So back Koala playing with Britons is going to have well, a 50% wood discount. DC started on the Castle Age. Besides that, we also see for back Koala 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the Castle and Imperial Ages except for skirmishers. For the team bonus, Britons will also get 20% faster working archer ranges, and finally they also have 25% faster working shepherds to round up the civilization. Meanwhile, Shades playing with Aztecs instead. It's going to have a very strong save over here to work with. First off, we'll see 11% faster training military units except for monks, but monks will get 5 extra HP per each technology that they research. Besides that, villages can carry 3 extra resources per trip. They will begin with 50 extra gold, and for the team bonus, they're going to have also 33% faster gold income from relics. When they invite you to an S tier, you will play? But why should you go for a qualifier when you know that you can beat them all, right? Same here? Yeah, that's exactly the reason how it is. I'm just deciding to give these players a chance, because if I just participate in the tournament, it would be too unfair. Yeah, so all-in monks. Weird pick. The Aztecs? I don't think it's necessarily a weird pick. I don't know if it's regarded as a top tier arena civilization. I think that is good still, but I don't know, because of Bohemians, because of Turks, because of Poles, because of Britons, that they are quite as high anymore. Probably A tier, I would guess, A plus. I feel you don't see them as much nowadays. Yeah, you don't, because now I think the top tier civilizations are usually considered to be the Poles, the Britons, Bohemians, Turks. So we get to see a lot of those, and not quite as much as we did see in the past from some of the more standard ones, like Burgundians. Aztecs, of course, traditionally have been very strong. Malay have been favored quite a lot as well. Right, so yeah, I guess we're going to see. Cadis family, humans are overrated. Man, I miss my little pirate so much. Still, it's going to be almost 2 years since he was gone, and the other day I was actually thinking about him quite a lot. Top tier arena civilizations nowadays are Poles, Burgundians, Bohemians, and Turks. I think that is S tier arena. I think it's probably going to vary somewhat based on who you ask. Some people will have Britons over there instead of Burgundians. But yeah, Burgundians are still going to be very strong. And to be fair, Aztecs are still going to be very strong. And many other civilizations are going to still be very strong. And we can talk about Malay, you know, and add that into that group as well. But it's not what we get to see every day, so I'm very curious whether or not Shades will be able to clutch it up against Bad Koala. After all, we've been seeing a lot of Britons, we have not been seeing a lot of Aztecs indeed. If you're not monk rushing, it seems like a bombard cannon save is the better choice. Like Britons, they have Werewolf. Yeah, so, well, Werewolf is going to be, in a sense, even better than bombard cannons, because they will still have area of effect damage, but they are significantly longer range compared to bombard cannons, right? So I guess we are going to find out. The field age is coming up for both these players. We talked about the civilizations. Let's take a look at the map generation really quickly. And starting with the bull players, we often do. Up in the north, what do we get? Let's check. We're gonna have the main gold on the left-hand side. It's kind of forward. It's not completely exposed, though. I think this could potentially get spotted in the Castle Age by a scout. And then the stone is a little bit too far away though from the walls. Secondary goals on the back, on the right hand side for back koalas, that's fantastic. And then the rest of the resources, the secondary ones are going to be outside, right? secondary goal over here, the secondary goal. So as usual, if we saw the red player go for a scouting over here, rather, like this, and then he got vision of this, same situation as always, right? Could potentially go for a castle around here, could potentially end up denying these resources, potentially even this as well, just by chance. And that would only leave back Koala on one gold over here on the right hand side, a secondary one as well, so not the best. And then for the map generation for the red player, we'll see instead that Shade's got the mingle on the back, and this is so good. This is so far away from the walls. Secondary goal is so far away from the walls as well, so none of these resources will get spotted by a scout outside, and even the main stone over here is too far away. So it's good. It's good. For stone and the secondary stone and the secondary gold, the remaining ones, they're going to be outside, of course, over here and over here. There we go. Castle Age is on the way already for both these players. Backall is gonna be there a little bit sooner. Interestingly enough, he went for the stable with Britons. Well, what is Shades going to do? Go for his own scouts? Yeah, good luck with that. So the red player is going after the Castle Age and a market and a blacksmith, a much more traditional, old school type of play over here. He's got a barracks on the way, so he will think of going for scouts. Now what I'm wondering though is this gonna be for heavy scout production? Eagle scouts, that is. He will need to go for extra barracks, or is this just going to be so that he can get archer ranges up, for instance? We have seen already in the past archer plays working out pretty well, but with Aztecs playing with archers against Britons will be kind of risky. In the Castle Age already the Britons get one extra range. None of these players is going to get access to Thumb Ring. Eagles in the siege tower? Oh, that'd be good. And it could very well be the case. We have seen that from Aztecs in this map in the past. Let's see though. That Koala gets to the Castle Age already. Shades is still about 15 seconds away from it. He's got a single barracks. 2 Eagle Scouts. He gets to the Castle Age. He's got enough resources to go for either TCs or buildings, and he's going to go for one monastery, 1 extra TC. Could have waited a little bit longer, go for 2 additional TCs, but that would have delayed his military building production. And up in the north, we have 2 TCs coming out for back Koala. Yes, sir. Let's take a look at what Shade's production is going to be. Forging. Pretty uneventful for the time being, as you expect. Yeah, and I'm not really sure what Shade's strategy is over here. He's got the Eagle Scouts coming out. These are not Eagle Warriors. And back Koala is going for light cavalry already. He's got the monk over there coming out, getting the conversion over there against the scouts from Shades, and the Eagles will get cleaned up over here. We have light cavalry from back Koala, so that should be pretty good. Plus, the monk for a potential conversion is nothing short of amazing. Here we go. Beautiful. Yeah, so far, Koala has been able to keep the pressure up over here. Still no Eagle Warriors. Shades has managed to get one relic in so far. He's coming in with a second relic. However, Koala has also been able to collect some relics himself, so it's going to be, by the looks of it, 2-1, favoring the red player for the time being. Meanwhile, Koala seems to be prioritizing economy right now. He's not going for any extra light cavalry. And Shades has not really taken the engagements yet. Problem is we don't have the siege tower. We don't have the Eagle Warrior upgrade yet either. So here comes Shades. He's gonna try and reset the HP of his light cavalry. He's got 3 monks to work with, so he could get up to 3 conversions against the Eagle Scouts over there. Meanwhile, Shades has been going pretty heavily into Eagles. And here we see the conversions come up. 1, 2, targeted units. And we see the conversions coming, not quite, but the light cavalry also get targeted by the monks over there. The monks do go down from the red player. Now we see those Eagles going after the monks. They will end up getting converted. As we take a look at the monks, and they all got the conversion. So now Shades is getting pushed away from the center, but the war over the relics is already over. With this one coming in from Koala, that's going to be his second relic. Meanwhile, there is a monk left on the left-hand side from Shades with the relic over here. And once again, he's just going to try to get very close to the trees. Now, I have middle trees, so mine are a little bit larger compared to what the players see. But I think this might still be sneaky enough, though. Yeah. Let's see, Koala will realize about it. Seems like not the case, so Shades it's probably just bringing the relic in, right? Very soon. Come on, man. They love doing this. Sneaky king over here. Fantastic. Actually, what am I talking about, king? Sneaky monk. Can we have a Christmas tree mod? It'd be nice to have a mod for a Christmas tree inside the TC, because if you switch a straggler tree sprite, for instance, that's going to affect all the maps, right? All the trees around the map. But yeah, that'd be nice. Is there a Christmas tree mod, actually? Or is there not? Such a weird tradition, grabbing a tree and putting stuff on it, decorating a tree. I wonder where that came from. Why a tree? Wheelbarrow is now on the way for Koala. He's got a castle on the way. And because he was the one prioritizing economy production for the most part, he did put himself already in a very favorable position. Like taking a look at the work account right now, Koala is ahead by 5 workers. We take a look at the gather economy time. It's been better for the bull player as well. About 20 minutes or so of extra gather economy time compared to Shades. I don't know, but Christmas is the ultimate meme season. Someone should make it. I don't know why. Well, I mean, there might be a Christmas tree mod, just not one that I am aware of. Christmas tree, a German invention. Is that so? Thank you, Germany. Yeah, it's interesting. I do like the decorations overall. I just find it very awkward that they go for a tree. Especially in the US, it just seems so wasteful to go for, like, cut an entire tree just to decorate it for, what is it, a month or so, and then you just throw it to the curb and yeah, it just goes to rot. It seems so wasteful. I don't know. Yeah, even the fake ones, right? So much plastic. I don't know. Yeah, you will notice that I might be a little bit of a Grinch. In a sense. There we go, Imperial Age is coming up. For both these players. There we go. Supplies is coming in now for back Koala as well. So he's expecting the full Eagle play from Shades, and he's gonna try and be ready for it. If you take a look at the red player, on the other hand, he actually has archer ranges come up. The reason why back Koala is going for the champion transition over here is because he sees that now we have the Eagle Warrior upgrade. These are not Eagle Scouts anymore, and the numbers are significantly more, you know, they are much more threatening from the red player, so they're significantly higher, and Shades is expecting Bad Koala to make a transition to champions, and especially now he can actually see the barracks and the Lone Swords coming out, so he does have Arbalister in mind as well. As soon as he finishes researching the Imperial Age, he's going to have the upgrade come in. For now, he's going for ballistics. And let's take a look at the conversions coming up over here. It's going to be able to get some of the Eagle Warriors for sure, yes. And here come the Lone Swords. That's going to be enough to push Shades away. And Bad Koala's looking strong, still going for the 4 castle plus. Get into the Imperial Age earlier. He's got already one Trebuchet queued up. It's just house and cannot go for it, but it's going to be going for it in a moment. Meanwhile, Shades only now gets the castle up and gets the Trebuchet queued up. Shades, on the other hand, with the second castle, of course, will be able to outproduce the red player. Shades does not seem to have much of a game plan over here. The Eagle into Siege Tower that you suggested earlier actually would have made sense. In my opinion, I think it could have been very strong. We saw it already several times. And he did not really go for it, so I don't know about that. There we go. Trebuchets are here now from both these players. There's a third castle coming up for back Koala already. Shades isn't too Trebuchets. He's spending a lot of resources trying to keep the castle up. There we go. The castle crumbles now. Back Koala still has another castle left over here, and he's got fortress to work with. That will be enough to take this one down. Shades is powerless before the situation. Aztecs do not get masonry. They do not get hoarding as well, so these castles cannot be upgraded. Meanwhile, Back Koala does have access to those upgrades. For the time being, he's not going for either one. Yeah, and the castles end up crumbling from back all over there, but it does crumble as well for Shades, and here come the crossbows. Arbalister upgrade only now coming up, and the trebuchets, as we already have Werewolf, are so deadly. Check that out. The crossbows over there, they cannot just stay around the trebuchets at all because they will get taken down. Now, back Koala, he's got the opportunity to take the trebuchets down from Shades, ends up getting destroyed over there. One trebuchet has gone down already. Read this move? The score is not looking too pretty for the blue player, mind you. But he's managed to get a castle down, and with the trebuchets over here, if he plays his cards right, might actually be able to deny the Arbalister still. But that is a very good snipe over here. That's going to be yet another trebuchet going down from back Koala to Shades Arbalisters. And we don't have the champion upgrade yet. Back Koala committing to champions alone and failing to adapt to the Arbalister play is costing him what used to be a very strong lead, and now he's going to start going for the archer ranges, but this is coming in so late. Shades, on the other hand, he started going for Arbalisters the moment he saw the barracks, or actually the moment he realized Back Koala was going to make a play for Lone Stars, right? Which I think was probably even before he saw the buildings. I think he was already expecting Bad Koala to make a transition to militia line units after showing his own Eagles. So the adaptation this game has been better for Shades. Let's see if Bad Koala can clutch it up and take this as a clean sweep. Or is Shades gonna be the one to force a 4-game series, potentially even a full series? Also, I pick out closed maps, so it makes sense to have Turks and Bohemians banned. Yeah, there is draft information for the series that I'm casting, but in the spirit of not spending too much time in between games, I have not been bringing those up. Church is over here once again. Back Koala. And the Arbalesters. They're going to be pretty good against Back Koala, so long as he does not go for his own Arbalesters or Skirmishers. So we have the Skirmishers coming out right now. And so long as they don't get completely destroyed by the Trebuchets, of course. Here comes Back Koala once again. This time around, he's bringing some range units. Shades, you gotta wonder, is he ever going to make a play for sea trams? That is something that Britons also struggle against big time usually. However, that would probably be something I would imagine Back Koala would take into account if he saw that Back Koala was going pretty heavily into range units. But because we have for the most part melee units over here, the rounds are not going to be quite as effective. So let's take a look at that. The Eagles are coming in. They're going to try and go after the skirmishers. They're going to try to go after the villagers over here, trying to get the castle up. So the Eagles get this round going over there, but because they are fighting against 200 swordsmen, they get completely wiped out. And bow! Big shots from the trebuchets against the Arbalesters, and this is what I was talking about. It's so risky every time, so dangerous to play against the Breton trebuchets. They are so good. They might be immobile, but with 100% accuracy and the area of effect, they will take your units down from very far away. Compared to standard trebuchets, these can take groups of units down as opposed to individual units like standard trebs instead. Anyway, Christmas dinner time. See you guys. Alright, Darbies. Merry Christmas once again. Enjoy. Have a good one. Christmas time. Dinner time. At 7 p.m. That is certainly not the time that we are used to in Argentina. Or maybe it's going to be more like 8 p.m. but still very early here. Usually we have dinner at 10, 30 past 10, half past 10, or 11, perhaps sometimes, close to midnight. Which is probably not very good for people who have to wake up early, but I don't mind. I stop eating at midnight, and I usually go to bed like 4. Still a good amount of trips for the bull player. He's gonna try and take the production buildings down, and the game is still pretty even. Population is a little bit higher for Back Koala. He does finally have a champion now to work with. Over 200 swordsmen and Shades. Shades has got the Eagle Warriors is coming in against the trebuchets. Let's see if he's gonna be able to get some over here. 7 trebuchets over here still left for the bull player, and it seems like he's going to go after the Arbalesters, but 2 go down. Make that 800 resources down the drain for the bull player in losing trebuchets, but that was actually a lot of extra resources coming in from the red player in the form of Eagle Warriors. So it seems that Back Koala has managed to defend just fine over here, and I don't know if that was actually cost effective for Shades. He brought a lot of the scouts, or the Eagle Warriors rather. He brought a lot of the Eagles forward. All of them went down, and they got 2 trebuchets. I think Jaguar Warriors and Eagles combo might be the best combo over here. And Jaguars would be pretty good, but unfortunately Shades has not really been able to keep his castles up. He's got only one left right now, and that wouldn't really be too good production potential, right? Now, this is a little bit sloppy, though, from Bad Koala. That's going to be 2 Tertius going down right away, and Shade's going to try and prioritize the trips, and that's going to be another one, and another one over here if he plays his cards right, but he's going to get cleaned up in the end by Champions. But this was 100% a very cost-effective trade for Shades. There is no question about it. He got 3 Trebuchets, and he ended up losing at most, what was it, like 10, 12 Eagles? Yeah, it's like, no problem. 800 resources in that army from Shades, but he ended up destroying about 1200 resources worth of units from Bad Koala, and now the blue player is going for Yeoman. That's going to help. Now, the Skirmishers, they get 1 extra range, and, you know, still gonna keep on going for the Champions. He's kind of struggling, though. He's splitting his army up. I'm not the biggest fan of this. Shades is finally going for Rams. That part I do like. I'm not the biggest fan of Bad Koala splitting his army like this. So many Champions are going to be left on the left-hand side and leaving the Trebuchets exposed once again. As Shade goes after the Trebuchets, he will take them all down. The only 1 Trebuchet left over there. That's going to be, in the end, thousands of resources down the drain from Bad Koala because he did not have his units in the right spot. I don't get it, though. He was trying to prevent the ram spam from Shades, but did he really need that many Champions on the left-hand side? I don't know, man. It seems like it puts him in a very awkward spot. Now, he will still be the one putting pressure in Shades, despite the fact that he's been able to get some pretty decent trades so far. It's still going to lag behind over here in population, just by a little bit. Both players will be on 200 very soon, and for gather economy time, it seems like Bad Koala is actually starting to fall behind a little bit. So now that we have all the eco upgrades for both these players, you'll see that Shades is starting to leverage the extra carrying potential of the villagers. Shades, where were you from? Italy, I believe, right? Let me know if that is correct. Here we are. Beautiful. More is coming in right now for Bad Koala, and the Champions are getting. Champions are getting to the skirmishers over here. Shades is running out of steam over here. Completely runs out of gold. And he's kind of forced back into his base. He finds himself in a very awkward spot. Thank you so much for the raid, Salet. It's appreciated. But guys, you're coming in just in time. As you see, the red player called the GG over here, says well play, good luck next. It is going to be Bad Koala the one to move on to the round of 18, the decider round for the Silver League of T90 Titans League. With a clean sweep, Bad Koala is going to be contesting one of the Gold League spots. So we'll play. Let's take a look at the achievements. And we'll see for military, a better KD for Bad Koala in the end. It's not particularly close. It's going to be better than 4-3 for the bull player and for economy. We have a stronger economy for Shades by a lot. Society, it's looking better for Bad Koala though, with a bunch of extra villagers over here. In the end, he did end up losing a bunch of his economy compared to Shades. He took about 39 losses. Meanwhile, Shades, on the other hand, he ended up losing only about 9 workers throughout the game. So it's not too bad, but it's not going to be enough. And you were saying, this seems like kind of an awkward choice, right? And the Aztecs are actually very good in Arena, but it is true that we haven't really seen them very much as of late. As Turks, the Britons, you know, the Bohemians, even Burgundians have been dominating. The Poles, right, have been dominating Arena. But many of those civilizations were banned for the series. So regardless, let's go back and we'll be jumping into the next series of the day. Guys, that